get to go last, but a lot of everything that I want to say has been said. But I do want to say, Mr. Greg, Dr. Flores, Mrs. Leah, Dr. Park, Miss Sandra. As a parent, obviously, I trusted my 2 kids with you, under your care, under our superintendent's care, from day one. For a little brief time, I took them out when I knew that, I didn't like what was going on during the shutdown. But because when I became a board member and I saw what you guys were doing behind the scenes, I trusted you with my own children. And I see what your guys' hard work is, and I want to say thank you. I know, some of us as parents and, district admin may have not started off in the right start as a parent, but I'm telling you, when I start to learn more about what you guys do and I see it, and I see the fruition in the classroom, I love you guys because you love our children and Dr. Enfield as well. And our security and our police officers, thank you. I don't want to make your job harder, but I appreciate you guys taking on the task tonight, and I'm sorry you had to endure tonight. But I also want to say, Mr. Bridge, when you ask those questions, does it have to do with academics, this, that, the other? Yes, it does. Parents do have to do with that. Parent involvement does, and I'm sorry, I love you, and I never go after when you told me that you demolished me or whatever you want to say on your comments, but I appreciate us being board members together, but parents play a vital part, but so do teachers, and so do you as a teacher. And when you were, I've always respected teachers, and I love teachers. I do not love the behavior that was here tonight. I do not love the fact that our staff has been so fair, and they've endured so much with trying to find a fair deal, and there's so much that we cannot say because we get PERB violations. But I do want to say this. Negotiations is kind of simple. I didn't go to college, and I'm learning more as I go, but somebody comes high, somebody goes low, somebody goes next, somebody goes this. If you have somebody come high, somebody go low, who's next? And if you don't go next, you cannot go and tell everybody that's what the district wants to give you, and that's what's happening, and that breaks my heart for our teachers. That should never happen, and I'm sorry if I get us in trouble for saying that, but they've endured a lot of harassment. I've seen people go after your guys' income. You deserve every penny. You work your hardest. Your income, if I compare your guys' income as admin to other districts, you're lower. We are in the top, like the bottom 5 of paying, but we're also in the bottom 5 of funding. Guys, make it make sense. It doesn't take a college degree. You've all heard me not having a college degree to learn and dig and find out how budgets work. It's really actually kind of simple. Now, if we want to talk about equity, why don't we go to Sacramento and tell them their funding model for schools is not equitable to all students? Because here in Chino Valley, we don't get the same funding for our students as somebody else in another district. Why is our students not as important? So let's pretend that, in a perfect world, we got the perfect pay, then we would have paid our teachers the same amount. Look, you see districts settling for nothing, 2%, 3.75, 4.75. I talked to board members all across California. We didn't even get a fair chance to say what we wanted to give our district. But yet now, somehow, Sonja Shaw, who came in for 1 year, I'm responsible for decades of us being the lowest paid district. Make it make sense. I have board members that have a majority. There's 5 of us. I don't have any more power than Mr. Cruz, Mr. Na, Mr. Monroe, and Mr. Bridge. I love them all. We actually have a great time. If you guys saw closed session, I wish we can show you inside closed session. I wish you can see when me and Mr. Bridge go to a thing, or me and Mr. Monroe go to an event, or me and Mr. Cruz go to this, or Dr. Enfield and I, the joy in his eyes when we go into classrooms and he sees the fruition of the hard work of his staff and our teachers. Our teachers are amazing. During the shutdown, who was with the teachers protecting them? It wasn't their union. Sorry, I will say that. It was the parents. That was the truth. That was the honest to God truth. Me as a board member, I still want to pay our teachers as much as we can give them without being reckless. That is the truth. Ask Dr. Enfield. I've always said, how can we catch up? Well, you have to do the X, Y, Z, but we're not going to because of this, that, the other, the funding. I learned these things. So that's what breaks my heart when people do the misinformation. But I also want to say, let's remember, we have PERB violations on almost every notification that we brought through. We should not have to have parental notification. That's actually insane to me that we have to have that, and we have to put that in place to make sure parents are notified of everything in their child's life when they go to school. Your rights, your constitutional rights as a parent do not end when you drop your kids off at school. I will fight for that. I will fight for that. I will take the slings and arrows. I will get flipped off. I will be called every name in the book if it means one child is saved. And to me, parents play a vital role. And I've said it over and over, like a speaker said tonight. If that child is not safe in that home, why is us as adults allowing them back into an unsafe home? Make it make sense again. It's common sense, guys. It doesn't take a genius, and it obviously doesn't take a college degree to figure this out. Now, I will say this in my defense, because I do not want any child to ever feel they don't equate to something because they did not go to college, okay? Some of us are not college bound. I had a very awful childhood, as many kids in, the world have. I'm not saying pity me, but what I wanted to do when I grow up was be a mother, because my mother was not there. She did heroin. She ended up dying. My sister swallowed drugs. My goal was to be a mother. You don't take a college course to be a mother. I sacrificed to be a mother. I cleaned people's toilets. I did everything I could. I wanted to make sure mothers are healthy. I don't want to cry, but I see some of the beautiful mothers. When I decided I wanted to be able to provide for an income for my family and still be a full-time mom, what was my goal? It was to make sure mothers were healthy to do the job. That's it. So kids, if you don't go to college, you're beautiful, you're amazing, you have a purpose. You don't need a college degree to do everything. And the people that went to college, our doctors, are amazing people that are educated and do everything possible. I respect, I love, and I honor you. And our police officers, a lot of them didn't go to college either, but they do the most important job in keeping us safe. So I love everybody who goes to college. I love everybody that doesn't. And kids, trust me, you don't have to be college bound to be important. You don't have to be college bound to care and serve your community. Because look, I'll go back to the PERB violations that we received from the union. I'm embarrassed because I don't even want to say the teachers, but yet the teachers are saying they are the union, which I get, okay, but they don't represent all of the teachers. The parental notification, we got a violation. Resisting keeping sexual explicit materials out of the classroom, we got a violation. Objecting to politically charged classrooms and people's personal agenda and decorations in the classroom, we got a violation. When will it stop? I wouldn't want to be a teacher associated with that, and I know some of our teachers in this very room cringe when they think they're associated with that behavior, because that's not the way it should be. Chino Valley is amazing. I was born, I was raised here, I'm raising my children here. You know how many opportunities I've had to leave this state, but this state is important. This state is absolutely important. Our kids are important. Our families are important. I love this. I love the fact that Chino has been linked to so many beautiful parents around California to protect our kids. If you didn't come after our kids and family, we would have never, ever been here.